We are here, the quarterfinal of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. So let's dive into the first quarterfinal match, which is between Nigeria and also Angola.
I don't know what I'm doing.
All the big boys are out, and Nigeria, they have managed to scale through after beating Cameroon by 2-0 in the round 16 stage. I'm showing you how that happened. Ademola Lookman getting a brace on the day against Cameroon, and also Cameroon failing to get a shot on target for the entire 90 minutes. Angola themselves also had an relatively easy pass to the quarterfinal after they thrashed Namibia by 3-0 and reached to that place. So that was actually without them going through stress. They had to go through some stress because very early on in the game, their goalkeeper got a red card, but they still came forth with goals from that is Mabululu getting a goal, also Gelson Dala getting 2 goals, a brace in the game to drive the Angola team into the quarterfinal. So yes, the two teams are here at the quarterfinal, and let me dive into the team news. First, starting with Team Nigeria. So they have almost everyone fit for the game against Angola. We are yet to get confirmation on the availability of the goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali of Nigeria, but from the looks of things, it looks like he might not. There's a huge possibility that he might not be available to play in the game against Angola. That means the second choice goalkeeper, Francis Uzoho, might be the one going into the post. And if you know Francis Uzoho and Nigeria, it's not a good story. A lot of errors he's made over there for Nigeria. So we hope that he can get into his good and proper elements as he's potentially coming in to replace that is Stanley Nwabali. But let's get into the potential starting 11 for Nigeria, because apart from Stanley Nwabali, almost everyone is fit for Nigeria. So the goalkeeper, Francis Uzoho, yes, that's if Nwabali is unable to make a full recovery before the match starts. Francis Uzoho is likely to be the goalkeeper. Then in defense, we expect them to still play the 3-back system. On the right-hand side is Semi Ajayi. In the middle is William Trostokon. Then on the left-hand side is the ever-present Calvin Bassey. Then the fullbacks, the main man, Zaidu Sanusi, who is still fit to play on the left-hand side. And then Olaina play on the right-hand side. In midfield, we are expecting a strong 2 midfield pair. That's Frank Onyeka. He's expected to play the box-to-box roles, to also sit in front of the defense and also screen the back line. And then Alexi Iwobi, who is the man supposed to drive the ball carrier, drive the ball into the final third, create chances potentially from the middle, and even if he's able to get the spaces, shoot and score. Then we're expecting 3 men up front for Nigeria. From the left-hand side is Moses Simon to be playing from the left-hand side. Playing from the right-hand side is the man who got the brace against Cameroon. I'm sure he's in big and a lot of confidence and also brimming form coming into the game. That's Ademola Lookman playing from the right-hand side. Then the man who is penetrating from the middle is no other than Victor Osimhen. For Angola, from their last game they played against Namibia, they still have everyone fit. No one injured from that last game against Angola, even though they've had some injuries in camp and also had to sack some players from the team camp. But from that last game against Angola, they still have everyone fit. Apart from the goalkeeper Nebulu, who got a red card after making a last man challenge. Should I say a challenge? Yeah, probably a last man challenge in the game between Namibia and Angola, and he got a straight red card. So he wouldn't be available. So coming to replace him, the goalkeeper for Angola, we're expecting to be that is Signori to be the starting goalkeeper. But we are predicted that Angola will go to a 3-back system against Nigeria. Yes, they've been playing the 4-back system, but I'm thinking that in this game against Nigeria, they'll be reverting to a 3-back system. So that will have the defense of Boato Mananga playing from the right-hand side. Then also Gaspar playing in the middle. Then on the left-hand side is Quinto playing on the left-hand side of Angola's defense. Then for the wing backs, we're expecting Tocanero, who plays for Petro Luanda in Angola, to play as the left wing back. And then the right wing back is Afonso to also play as the right wing back for Angola. Then we're expecting 3 men in the midfield of Angola. Estrella to play in the middle, alongside that is also Shu to also play in the middle. Then the captain Freddy also joins them as the 3 men in the middle. Then up front, just 2 men up front. One is the strong and ever-reliant Mabululu. Then the second man up front is also Gelson Dala, the pacey, the trickery, and the very, very intelligent Gelson Dala playing up front. So you're anticipating Angola to be very, very conservative in that game, a 5-back system. That means a lot of 5 defenders and also 3 midfielders, very, very compact, and then go very explosive on the counter-attack by getting long balls to that is Mabululu, who can maybe get the balls and then directs them to Gilsindala, who uses his trickery and pacey to also make damage in the game. Nigeria haven't won the AFCON in 11 years. So the last time they won it was in 2013. And so far, they are the only big boys left alongside Cote d'Ivoire. So they'll be hoping that this year will be their year since almost all the big boys are essentially out. Angola themselves have never played in the semi-final of the AFCON. The most they've gone is in the quarterfinal, and that was on 2 occasions. That was in 2008 and also in 2010. Don't forget that back then we were playing a 16-team tournament. So that means you go from the group stages straight to the quarterfinals. So they had not even won, that is, a quarterfinal game before, or a game in the knockout stages of the AFCON. But then this time around, for the first time since the expansion in 2019, they've won a game in the knockouts, and that was 3-0 against Namibia. So this is a fully and confident Chad side. Also, Angola have not suffered defeat in the AFCON. The only points they dropped was their first game, which was against the game they played against Algeria. Apart from that, they've won all the other games straightforward. Nigeria also have a similar story. They drew their first game against Equatorial Guinea, and from there on, they won all their games. So this is a game of 2 sides who might be balanced in terms of the results sheets. In terms of quality, Nigeria might be having a little bit further ahead. And with this AFCON being full of surprises, I wouldn't be surprised. I always say that this AFCON is the most difficult to predict. But if you ask me to predict, I'm predicting a very, very narrow, because I think this game will be a game of very, very little number of goals. A narrow 1-0 win for Nigeria. Tell me what your prediction is in the comment section below.